Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Cap, and this is a little introduction to where I live on the Central Coast of California. Really appreciate if you would like and subscribe, that would be radical. And here we go on our topic today is going to be geology, landslides, Highway 1, and what is going on currently with Paul's slide here in Central California. And here we go. So here on the Central Coast of California, we have steep mountains that rise abruptly from the sea without any kind of middle zone like foothills or level marine terraces like those found along other parts of our California coast. The dramatic difference is due in part to the nature of the very stone that makes up the Santa Lucia Mountains. The combination of durable, hard-to-erode rock and rapid tectonic uplift produced the Central Coast landscape we see today. The Santa Lucia Mountains, right here where I live, rise to over 5,000-foot summits within 2 miles of the ocean. That is the most abrupt elevation change on the entire Pacific coast. Here we are truly witnessing the epic battle between competing geological forces of uplift and erosion. Spoken bluntly, the mountains are rising faster than rain, wind, and landslides can erode them. Not the least of these forces are wave action produced by the oceans. So where we're at is that diverse geology, steep topography, earthquake faults, groundwater movement, and rainfall from heavy winter storms can all trigger erosion events and landslides. Landslides and erosion contribute sediment to our ocean waters. Large sediment concentrations may pose a threat to some marine life. However, restricting sediment flow can also harm the nearshore environment because debris from coastal erosion and landslide activity replenishes vital nutrients and provides a natural buffer to protect the sea cliffs from erosion by wave action. Highway 1 here on our Central Coast travels along some of the steepest coastal slopes in the continuous United States. This is the history of Highway 1 on the Central Coast of California. In 1855, I'm sure we all remember 1855, a rough wagon road led south from Monterey as far as Rancho Sur in Monterey County. And in this year, 1855, Monterey County declared it a public road. Farther south, however, the road was a mere trail clinging to hillsides and ridge tops and plunging into leafy canyons. In 1894, Monterey area physician Dr. John Roberts was summoned to a shipwreck near the Point Sur Lighthouse Station. After spending hours negotiating the rugged road in his horse-drawn wagon, the doctor and land speculator became convinced of the need for an improved scenic road from Carmel to San Simeon. Dr. Roberts' cause was championed by State Senator Elmer Rigdon of Cambria, who promoted the road for its military value in defense of California during World War I. Construction was delayed, however, by the economic recession at the end of the war. The highway received a green light in 1919 when California voters passed a $1.5 million bond for its construction. Work on the ambitious coast road proved to be dangerous, time-consuming, and very expensive. Frequent landslides and poor weather often halted the project or destroyed work already done. When Highway 1 construction began in 1922, it was immediately apparent that a series of bridges would be required to span the dozens of creeks and deep arroyos along our rugged coast. Of the original 31 bridges built between 1931 and 1938, most have been replaced, but notable exceptions are the 7 concrete bridges known collectively as the Big Sur Arches. Big Creek Bridge, Rocky Creek Bridge, and the iconic Bixby Creek Bridge are world famous. Convict labor was used during the construction of Highway 1 here on the Central Coast. Convicts from San Quentin and Folsom State prisons provided labor on more than 50 miles of the Carmel-San Simeon Highway. The use of prisoners on state highway projects was seen as a solution to overcrowding in the state's 2 prisons and as a way of rehabilitating first-time offenders. Convicts also provided a ready pool of labor for contractors who had a difficult time attracting workers for such long stretches of time in remote locations. Prisoners were limited to tasks requiring unskilled labor. Free men performed all of the skilled labor, served as supervisors, and operated the motorized equipment. On June 27, 1937, the oiled and graveled Roosevelt Highway was opened with a grand caravan led by California Governor Frank Merriam. At the gala celebration, a giant boulder was ceremoniously shoved from the road, officially opening Highway 1. The design of the highway incorporated many beautification features, including stone masonry walls, culverts, and roadside fountains. Natural springs and creeks provided not only drinking water for thirsty travelers, but also very much needed radiator water for cars struggling up and down the steep hills on our Central Coast. Ever since the completion of its construction, Highway 1 has been prone to landslides and rockfall. Pitkin's Curve and the adjacent chute, abruptly named Rain Rocks, are among the most geologically volatile areas on Highway 1. Right now today, local Central Coast residents are suffering through one of the longest and most difficult slides Big Sur has seen in quite a while, and it is called the Paul's Slide. It is immediately north of Rain Rocks and Pitkin's Curve. This big slide occurred during the winter of 22-23. It actually happened in February 2023 and has been moving ever since. While non-stop construction has been going on, every time the road seems to be getting close, the slide slips a little bit more. So here we are at time of recording this, and there is no prognostication for when the road will be fixed and open. And I'd like to say that while an inconvenience for most travelers, it is truly devastating to local residents. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do some more informative Central Coast videos coming up. Please like and subscribe. I would really like to be successful and know that I'm successful at this, and I hope you all learned something or just a little bit. Peace and love from the Central Coast of California.